Bismarck City Commission recently voted to approve updated FEMA flood risk maps, but a proposed project in South Bismarck hopes to mitigate potential hazards and help residents. Jacob Morse explains.
A new pump station here at South Washington near Solheim Elementary is the focus of a project to ultimately remove more structures from the floodplain. The new FEMA flood insurance rate map adds about 950 buildings and properties to the list of those with increased flood risk.
Not all of those would be required to get flood insurance. Only those properties that have a federally backed mortgage are required to get flood insurance. There are also some properties that were removed from the floodplain as part of this mapping update too. We have engaged in some design services to understand what are the types of mitigation projects that we would be able to do that would bring those properties that are affected by this map change out of the floodplain.
The project with the biggest impact would be along the South Bismarck drainage ditch. The city was awarded a $50 million FEMA grant for the project, which could cost $122 million total.
So our goal is to use the FEMA dollars first, and then that local share split between the state and the city of Bismarck. Where the local share will come from is to be determined, whether that's a special assessment or other revenue sources we have. That would be a commission decision at some point in the future once we know what those dollars end up being. But really the time frame is the maps are effective now and we're still working through that design process. As specifics of where the funding will come from is sorted out, the hope is that the project will start construction in 2026. Until those works are constructed, those properties would remain in the floodplain until we can certify that these improvements are constructed, and we can then request that FEMA modifies the map to bring those properties out of the floodplain. In South Bismarck, I'm Jacob Morse reporting for your news leader.